Well, hi and welcome to step number 2 and video number 2 of how to set up and promote your webinar in less than 60 minutes. Very exciting time. Now that you've decided on what you're going to run and how you're going to run it, you have done that part before you're watching this, aren't you? If you haven't done the first part, then stop right now and stop this video and write down what you're going to potentially cover and or what products you're going to sell. But right now, I'm going to assume that you've done it, and let's get right into it now. So the first thing you want to do, and a lot of people ask me, what's the best system out there? And I always say, GoToWebinar. If you're running live webinars, now in my training program we show you how to do automated webinars, but right now if you're running a live webinar, then the best system that you could use is GoToWebinar. Now GoToWebinar has a free trial that you can go to. You can find it on their site and just click on try it for 30 days, okay? But I already have an account, and the reason I love them is because they have 24/7 support. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Okay, so once you've logged in there, what you want to do is click on schedule a webinar here. Okay, now we need to come up with, basically fill in the information. So, okay, put in a brief description about what you're going to talk about. Okay, so once you've filled in the description, what you want to do now is choose a date for your webinar. Let's say we're doing it this Tuesday. Choose a time, 8 to 9 p.m. for example. This is important. Choose a time zone, and choose a time zone that most of your database is in. Remember, you can always run more than one webinar for other people, and they can adjust this later. We'll show you how. Does the webinar recur? Is it a weekly webinar or is it just a one-off? So we're just doing a one-off webinar here. You can edit the audio settings, but I like GoToWebinar settings and I don't touch those. That's great. I can include any panelists here as well. So if my guy Ray is helping me out, I can put Ray's email address in there. Okay, then I just save and continue. Now we move on to step 2, which is branding and theme. Now don't get carried away with this. If you've got some images, upload them. If you can't upload them or it's not working, just move on. Get the webinar done. You don't need images to make money from webinars, but I'm going to show you how we do it anyway. First you click on logo, and we're going to choose a logo. And you just click the upload button. Now it only takes JPEGs and GIF files, which is a bit limited, but still good enough there. And there's our logo. Now you can choose a banner. Okay, you can choose one of the actual artwork that's going to appear for you. You can keep it plain if you want to, or I like that one there. That looks good. And instead of the image appearing there, we can actually choose our own image as well. In this case, I've got a DVD cover, so I'll put that in there, and we'll upload that. Okay, so now we have 2 images there. We can change the background color here if we want to of the actual border. Here's where we put the presenters' names. So we'll put my name here, and I'm the webinar expert, and my organization, X10 Effect. And then Ray's going to be there too, so we can add another presenter, put his information in there. And we can also upload an image as well. So we can put my image there if we want to. And that's got to be 100 by 100. You can readjust these in Photoshop or have your graphic designer readjust them. Once again, I've done plenty of webinars where I didn't have time to put photos in, so don't worry about that. You can put other presenters in, as I said. Then when the attendees arrive, they're going to get this message. So you're going to say just something easy. Congrats, and get your pens and pads ready. Okay, now what we can do is we can click on Preview Theme, and that's going to allow us to see what the invitation is going to look like. And that's really, really cool because here is the banner, the graphics, and there's the invitation that your clients are going to be emailed. Once they've registered, they're going to see this, thank you for registering, and they're going to be emailed the information. So that looks good. That looks nice. Now let's preview the waiting room. When your attendees come to the webinar, this is what they're going to see. Okay, and there it is there. While they're waiting, they're going to see the banner, they're going to see the graphics and the picture of you as well. So, as I said, it's not important to have the graphics and banner. It can definitely add a lot of branding, but not crucial. Save and continue is what you do next if you're happy with everything there, and then you're going to come to the last page. Now, this is a page where a lot of people make a mistake. If you've got existing clients, then grabbing their name and email address can be a smart move, as well as all their home address and everything else. If you've got people paying to come to the webinar, then you've got more chance of them filling this information in. But when you're doing a free webinar, I just clear them all and collect first name, last name and email. And you can also ask a question. Now, if you're teaching people about real estate or something, because that's the example we've been running with, it's like, have you purchased your first home? Okay, so you can make it a required question or a non-required question, and then they can type in yes or no. Now, if you're in the business, then it's a good question to ask, because you can figure out where your clients are up to. Maybe if you're teaching MYOB, accounting program, then you would say, do you have MYOB? If you were teaching Google AdWords, do you have an AdWords account? If you were teaching Facebook, hey, do you already have a Facebook account? If you're teaching Facebook fan pages, do you have a Facebook fan page? Can you see the benefit of knowing where your client is up to when they come to your webinar? Well, that's what GoToWebinar allows you to do. That's why I like it so much. We can add that question. We can add another question if we want. We can make them required or non-required. Okay, and then here down the bottom, okay, we can basically add a website where we want to send them to when they've registered. Okay, so in this case, we could send them to bigfatmarketing.com or wherever you want to send them to. Okay, so but you put your website in there. You can preview what that page is going to look like as well. So when they go to register, this is the page that's going to be created. So they go, okay, when they click on the page, they can choose yes or no if they've got that answer. They can also, and very important to notify your clients, that they can choose show in their time zone. By clicking there, they'll be able to change this time zone from Australian time to whatever time zone they're in, and that will send them reminders in their time zone as well. So that all looks fantastic to me. I'm going to save and email the invitation. That is all you have to do. Save an email, and there we go. We have that webinar now set up and ready to go. If you need to edit anything, you can certainly log back in and add some more panelists if you need to. We can add a few more people if more people are involved. We can basically go back in and change the email reminders, the notifications of when emails are going to be sent as well. So you can have a reminder here that goes out 2 days before, 2 weeks before. Adjust these. Okay, normally what I do is just have it 2 days before, 1 day before, and 1 hour before, and you've got follow-up emails, all that. Just have a play with that, and you'll be able to see exactly what happens there. Go back to my webinars again, and if you need to change, you've made a mistake with the registration, you just click edit there. You can say no. In fact, I want to collect everyone's information, so you can do that there. A whole bunch of stuff. If you want to re-email yourself the invitation, press it there, re-email me invitation. The other thing that you can do is when it comes time to start the webinar, you just come in here, log in and press start. Okay, you can do it from here or you can do it from the email that you'll be sent as a panelist. All of your panelists will be sent special emails, and they'll be able to dial in by phone or actually log in through the link that they've been given. So that's how you set up a webinar on GoToWebinar, how fast it is, and you can basically start running from there. Next, we're going to show you how to promote the webinar and what to do with that email.